Hi, moi, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be reacting on where the Finns Vikings, Viking Age Finland explain. Let me read that again. Where the Finns Vikings, okay, Viking Age Finland explain. Okay, let's check this out. Don't forget to like, comment, share. Let's see what this particular video entails, right?
How was this cold and remote country 1,000 years ago? Let's look at some of the facts and theories of what Viking Age Finland was like. Starting from the name. The nation of Finland was born much later in history, and during the Viking Age the land was populated with tribes speaking a language that would later develop into modern Finnish. These tribes include the Finns proper, Tavastians, Kveens, Savonians and Karelians, with the north of the country being a sparsely populated hunting ground of the aforementioned tribes and the predecessors of the modern-day Sami people, sometimes historically referred to as the Lapps. The population of the whole Finland was small, some tens of thousands, only the size of a present-day medium-sized Finnish town. The people lived as single households in small villages. They cultivated edible plants and kept livestock. Trade also took place, and the busier trading hubs were located by waterways, as the majority of the land was covered in forest and difficult for larger parties to pass through. As far as we know, there was no high king who ruled over the whole country. Instead, the settlements likely had a leader or petty king, and stronger kings could rule over smaller ones. In the case of unwanted visitors, hill forts were used for defense. The concept is simple. Fortify a natural hill with battlements, and in the face of danger, take cover in the fort and later strike back from the cover of the woods if needed. A large portion of the inhabited areas had a hill fort nearby at the time. The size of some hill forts is greater than a small village could construct and maintain. This suggests collaboration or government spanning across multiple settlements. The hill forts were likely not used against the Vikings only. Conflicts were not uncommon among the Finnish tribes themselves, nor with the Novgorodians from modern-day Russia. The Vikings were usually after easy loot that was ripe for taking. They famously raided Christian monasteries and would quickly head elsewhere when faced with formidable defense. There is a lot of confusion whether the Finns were Vikings themselves. That depends on the definition of the word Viking. Marika Mäki of Tallinn University has suggested that the Baltic Finns were Vikings too, but the world ignores it. By Viking, we usually mean 8th to 11th century sea raiders from Scandinavia. The peoples inhabiting the coast of the Baltic Sea or northern Europe were no strangers to similar business themselves. However, when we talk about Vikings, we usually connect it with the Old Norse language and culture. The Finnic languages are completely different and unrelated to Old Norse. Moreover, the beliefs and religion of the Finns differ from what was practiced by the Norse-speaking Vikings. Mentions of disastrous Viking raids into Finland survive in runestones and sagas like the GS13 in Sweden, or the saga of Olaf Haraldsson, King of Norway, describing his defeat at the hands of the Finns at the Battle of Herdaler. But just like these days, not all foreign interaction with the Finns was violent. The so-called Eastern Route, or route, of the Vikings, leading all the way to the Black Sea and beyond, passed by the Finnish archipelago and provided a suitable harbour. The predecessors of modern-day Finns and Estonians might have played a major role in the Eastern Route activities. Finland prior to the Second World War is often seen as a poor, desolate wasteland, not least by the Finns themselves. Archaeology suggests otherwise. Objects from weapons to jewelry have been found in graves, and it was common to bury the dead with their belongings in pre-Christian societies. Many of these items were not produced locally, linking Finland to a well-connected early medieval raid and trade network. Swords were highly valued weapons in the Viking Age, and only in Norway have they discovered more Viking Age swords than in Finland. This is noteworthy, considering the small Finnish population at the time. The swords have not been studied extensively, but Mikko Moilanen's research on the blade inlays of late Iron Age swords provides some information. To conclude, Finland was definitely an interesting place in the Viking Age, or Iron Age as it's known in the history of Finland. The Finns didn't write down their history from this period, so it is mainly studied through archaeology and secondary sources, which leaves room for imagination. What do you think of the Viking Age Finland? Share your thoughts and prayers or any travel tips you might have in the comments. If Finnish mythology and history are close to your heart, see a cardiologist and check out my other videos, or even consider subscribing to the channel.
This was nice, but I don't think he told us the age though. So if you know, share it on the comment section, right? I'll really love to know more about this. Please enlighten me more about it on the comment section. I think this is the second time I'm reacting to something concerning the Vikings in my platform, right? But anyways, I'm so glad I checked this out and this was nice. Please send more recommendations. If you want me to check any, please let me know. Yeah, thank you so much and I'll see you guys next time.